The year 1870 was awful for France. In that year, France fought with Prussia. Prussia comprised what are now the nations of Germany, Poland, and parts of Austria. In the Franco-Prussian War, Prussia conquered France and France came under Prussia. It was the end of France's hegemony and the beginning of a unified Germany. With this background, let's begin The Last Lesson by Alphonse Daudet. It was a bright day and the birds were chirping. The weather was pleasant to spend outdoors. Everything looked perfect for France except one thought. That was, M. Hamel asked them to read rules of participle at home. Since Franz knew nothing about participle, he once thought of not going to school. Though Franz knew M. Hamel would scold him, he went to the school. When he passed the town hall, Franz noticed the people were discussing something in front of the bulletin board. Franz ignored them and rushed to the school. When Franz reached school, to his utter surprise, he found the school was as quiet as Sunday morning. Anyone on the street usually could hear the cacophony from school, but on that day there was pin-drop silence. Franz saw his classmates and M. Hamel through the window, and he entered the classroom. It surprised him again that M. Hamel was not angry about his delay. Franz observed his teacher had put on that dress that he never wore except on inspection and prize days. He also noticed that the village people were sitting quietly on the last benches. While Franz was wondering why everything seemed different, M. Hamel announced, "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. The new master comes tomorrow. Therefore he wanted them to give heed to the last lesson." The announcement was a bolt from the blue for Franz. Everything became crystal clear. He understood that was the news on the bulletin board. Thus, everyone was unhappy. The villagers came to attend the last class to thank their master for serving the school for 40 years and show their respect for their country. It was in honor of the last lesson that M. Hamel had put on his best clothes. Franz was also sad because he realized he hardly knew how to write in French. Instead of learning, he had a carefree attitude toward life. Suddenly, Franz's interest in his language sprang. This happens because we don't appreciate the importance of something or someone until we lose that thing or the person. Franz knew without M. Hamel, he could never learn French. Besides, earlier, Franz had no definite reasons for learning French. He realized that a foreign language would replace his mother tongue. While Franz was contemplating all this, M. Hamel asked Franz to recite the rules of the participle, but he couldn't answer. Surprisingly, M. Hamel did not scold him on that day. Instead of scolding, M. Hamel said that, like him, the people of Alsace also had been ignoring their language. Because of their ignorance, they would fail to preserve their mother tongue. M. Hamel also proudly said that French was the most beautiful language in the world. Then he taught them a grammar lesson. It seemed M. Hamel wanted to share all of his knowledge with them on the last day. Franz realized he understood everything easily. Moreover, M. Hamel took a lesson on writing and also taught a history lesson. Nobody felt distracted on that day. The classroom was in complete silence. Franz felt sorry for M. Hamel that he had to leave the school. After the day, he would never see his teacher. The entire class was in a gloomy state. The teacher looked pale. M. Hamel wanted to say something, but he said nothing. At last, he wrote on the blackboard, "Vive la France." That means, "Long live France," and ended the class. So, we see that how, because of ignorance and procrastination, they have failed to protect their language. Not only Franz, but also his previous generation has not paid attention while learning French. M. Hamel worries about the future of the French language. Because of the Germans' dominance, there will be few French-speaking people. As a result, they will soon forget French. M. Hamel says, when a people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. A group of invaders can't dominate the other group as long as they hold on to their mother tongue. Language is like a key to a prison. If they had known French properly, they could have preserved their language. Since they don't know their mother tongue well, they can't protect their language from the influence of German. One easy way to preserve a language is practicing it daily, either through speaking or writing. Besides, we need to adapt along with time. Look at the English language. Many English words are taken from other languages. For example, the word buzzer is from Hindi. The inclusiveness hints us why English is an international language. Like mother tongue, similarly, we should also learn other languages. For example, if we learn English, it opens up a world of possibilities for us. Knowing the importance of learning other languages, the policymakers added many languages to the draft of the new education policy. Mandarin, the Chinese language, was also one of them. However, later they dropped Mandarin from the list. Do you think it was an appropriate decision? You could say it was great. We are aware of what they have done to us. We should hold on to our language only. There is no need of learning Mandarin. On a surface level, it seems right, but is it good for us in the long run? Our former External Affairs Minister, Sushma Swaraj, once said, I quote, "It is essential that we learn a language and understand it." Both China and India need to learn each other's language to build friendship between both countries. Do you know China's top universities have Hindi as one of their foreign languages? If they are learning, that means they have reasons for doing it. Chinese people are learning Hindi and other Indian languages because they have seen investment from China are growing gradually in India. They know if they learn Indian language, it would help them in case of expanding their businesses in India. We see the expansion of Chinese business in the Indian smartphone market. We know China dominates Indian smartphone market. The phone which you are using now most probably is a Chinese product. Like India, China is similarly a large economy. If we promote Mandarin, it could help Indian startups and professionals to operate in China. We should not forget that India has a trade deficit with China. It means that India's imports exceed its exports. To reduce the trade deficit, we need to do business in China. Here, Mandarin could help us in achieving our goal. What happens on the border is a different issue, and the economic battle is a ballgame altogether. So, is removing a language like Mandarin from the list that is spoken by 1 billion people a loss or profit for us? Share your views in the comment box. Hey, I just want to let you know I have decided to teach you the complete class 12 English syllabus. Besides, you will also get the questions and answers and quizzes of each chapter on the website. If that sounds awesome to you, then support us by sharing the video with your friends on social media so that we can help many of your friends. Thank you for your time and patience.